thank God for the lighthouse. Lord, I owe my life to Him. You can Jesus is the lighthouse. And from the rock to Him, and shone His light of love around me. And I really see just walking in the water. Precious God, we thank you. Let the word be edifying, the word of exhortation. Let it be food for our souls. We thank you for ministering to us. In the name of Jesus, bless your word. Very familiar portion of scripture. I'm going to read straight through it. And I pray that it is edifying to you. Matthew chapter 7, please, verse 1, if you will, take your Bibles.
Judge not, that ye be not judged. For with what judgment ye judge, ye shall be judged. And with what measure ye measure, it shall be measured to you again.
Now, you know, people say that we don't have a right to judge. We have a right to judge. It's how you judge. But in this situation, Jesus was telling them to don't be quick to come to a conclusion on something. Judge not. Don't condemn. Don't damn before the time. Don't come to a conclusion and make a final judgment of someone. Because if you do, then someone will misjudge you. A lot of times we hide behind, you don't have a right to judge. Oh, we have a right to judge. Man has a right to judge. Why do you think you go to court? But it's how you judge that makes the difference. So what he's talking about here is unrighteous judgment. Be careful how you judge other people. Be careful how you think of other people. Because I feel a virtue. I have to tell you that the way you treat others plays a very important part on how God looks upon you. And the way you treat others plays a very important part on you entering into the kingdom of heaven. And for those who say, I'm not hurting about anyone but myself, the way you treat yourself plays a very important part on how you get to heaven. Because the Bible says that no man hates his own flesh. And if you despise yourself and put yourself down, and you forget now you are the temple of God. And your bodies belong to God. So whatever you do in the body, you either do for your benefit or you hurt yourself, and you have to answer to God. So then how we treat one another, including ourselves, plays a great factor in how we stand before God. Because he says that what measures you meet shall be met unto you again. The same thoughts, the same judgment, the same mannerisms that you put upon others is coming back to you. Somehow, somewhere, at some given time. And sometimes you may say, why did they do me like that? And when you think about it, 2 years ago, you did someone else like that. And you never corrected the matter. So then a lot of times, things that come upon us because we planted that seed. We brought it upon us because we put it upon someone else. I keep feeling the virtue. You got to understand, you can't do your dirt and get away with it and think it's not going to catch up with you. Because it will. You can't treat people any kind of way because they don't know you, or those that do know you, they're not around to see how low down you really are. And you treat people and do things because you figure it won't get back. It doesn't have to get back. It goes down in your database. You got to pay for it. Be careful. The Bible says even how you entertain strangers, because some have entertained angels and didn't know it. Oh, be careful how you deal with people, friends, family, strangers alike, because you could be mistreating someone whom God has a great plan for. So I keep feeling in my spirit. I keep feeling a virtue. Let me reiterate that. Whatever you put out upon others know that you shall be measured by that same measurement. If you are short and have a lack of understanding with others, then that's what you're going to get in return. If you're rebellious and refuse to submit and abide, you're going to find out wondering, why are my friends telling me one thing and do another? Why is everything always going against me? Because this is what you put out. Don't listen. Holiness of God is not like the lottery. You're not going to put in $1 and hope to win $1 million. It will never, ever happen. You can't do a little good and say this is going to get me into the kingdom. It's not by your works. In holiness, you reap what you sow. What measures you meet shall be measured to you again. So this is the Lord, the judge of all judges, saying don't be quick to condemn someone. This is what this is saying. We can judge, meaning discern right from wrong. But don't be quick to condemn someone just to be doing it. But does the church have a right to judge? Sure. Out of the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses, you can hold fast to anything. Paul said, know ye not that we shall judge angels? We shall judge the world? Is there not a wise man amongst you that can't judge the matter? Well, we have a right, but it's how you judge. So Jesus is saying, don't unrighteously judge someone, that you be not judged. You give mercy from the heart, you'll receive that mercy from the heart. You understand what I'm saying? Now, verse 3, read.
And why beholdest thou the mote that is in thy brother's eye, but consider not that beam that is in thine own eye?
Now, do you see what he's saying? You understand what he's saying? He's talking about unrighteous judgment. You know, nothing sometimes is more hurtful than someone you really know. And one day you get upset and they begin to tell you all about yourself. And you thought you were friends. But what was hurting you more than that is that you know all about them. And they're going off on you, and they're 2 times worse than you. And you just sitting there while they're just telling it all. You this and you that and you just looking at them. And you're hurt because you didn't anticipate that. You didn't expect it to come out of their mouth. And you say, I can't believe they just did that. Out of all the dirt and stuff I done seen them do. Jesus said, how are you going to sit there and tear somebody else down, but you can't see straight enough to correct yourself? Amen. I feel a virtue. Amen. You behold the mote that is in my brother's eye, but you can't see the beam. You know how deep that scripture is? A mote is a piece of length. You're so quick to criticize and point out the fault in others, the simplest of things. But you can't see that you're completely blind. You got a big beam in your eye. That's why I tell you all, don't forget to just glorify dirt. We come from the dust of the earth. So what makes you better than the next man? But that doesn't give us an excuse for sin. Sin is sin. You see, and so, but you don't consider the beam that is in your own eye. So you're quick to judge others, but you don't consider the fact that you're just as guilty. And sometimes you may criticize someone unrighteously, but in your heart, you know that your criticism is not true. But you go ahead with it anyway. It appears that you're right, but you're wrong because God is greater than the heart. So when somebody does something or says something and you become offended, but in your heart, you were saying to yourself, they need to do this or need to do that. But they did it, but maybe they didn't tell you, but they did it, and so you go off on it. Why did you do that and do this? But deep down inside, you thought they should have done it. But because you didn't say it, you were going on the flesh, you go ahead and judge them. Well, see, that's unrighteousness. In other words, if in your heart says something different, That's what God is going to judge. If you know better in your heart, he's going to overlook what you say. And he's going to judge what was in your heart. You knew you should not have rebuked them. You knew that this is what you wanted them to do in the first place. But for some reason, you coming against some power struggle or envy and strife. But in your heart, you knew you really didn't mind. Anybody hearing me? Amen. So when God judges, he looks inside that heart. Your words carry weight, but your heart carries more. Read it.
Verse 4, or how wilt thou say to thy brother, let me pull out the mote out of thine eye, and behold, a beam is in thine own eye? Thou hypocrite, first cast out the beam out of thine own eye, and then shalt thou see clearly to cast out the mote out of thy brother's eye.
He called the man a what?
Hypocrite.
He called the man a what?
A hypocrite.
Because he's so set on correcting others, but he can't correct himself.
Mercy.
And the reason why Jesus called him a hypocrite is because the man got a beam in his eye. And if something's in your eye, you can't see what? Clearly. Lord, protect us from those who judge us without a clear eyesight.
Amen.
It's like a doctor going into an operation and taking out the wrong thing. I feel a virtue. Please, Lord, protect us from the hypocrite who wants to correct us, but they don't see clearly. The Bible calls that individual a what? A hypocrite. Now, that doesn't mean because you're going through something, you can't suggest something that is right to someone. We're talking about judging.
Amen.
You could be going through something, tell somebody, look, I don't think you'll do that. Well, how can you tell me? Well, I'm not judging, but I'm telling you that's not the right thing to do, because this I do know. Nothing wrong with it. And parents, when you have been through trials and tribulations, and your children go through, and you feel as though, because you've been through so much, that you don't have a right, you got a right to tell them right from wrong.
That's right.
You always have that right. You're not judging them, but you always have that right. Now, you may have to deal with it according to measures how God dealt with you, but you got a right to tell them. Even Jesus said, the Pharisees take the place of Moses. Do like they say, but don't do like they do. Your parents might not always be the best example, but if you know they're telling you right, you just do like they say. You don't have to do like they do, but you got to do what's right for God's sake. Understand that. Same with ministry. A preacher can tell you what's right and go right to hell, but every word he speaks is true. Take the truth and run with it. Sometimes you have to learn to take the message and forget the messenger.
Amen.
Because sometimes the devil will send a right message with the wrong messenger to keep you from coming out, keep you from being blessed. You turn around and say, the devil could come and tell you, maybe you left the house that day, you're finna go through a trial. You're finna do something you got no business doing. And you're going past a liquor store, and a drunk comes out and says, listen, I know what you're about to do. God told me to tell you, you better go home. Little girl, little boy, you better go home. Another drunk comes out, leave my bag alone. You better go home. And so you say to yourself, that old drunk, what does he know? But what you fail to realize, how did he know that you were about to get into something you had no business doing?
Amen.
Who would expect to get a warning from God with somebody drunk coming out of a liquor store?
Amen.
Now, at a time like that, you need to be honest. Accept the message and reject the messenger.
That's right.
And then, if you listen to it, then you find out something tragic happened. Now you got a testimony. I want to thank God, because I was on the way doing something I had no business doing. I was walking past a liquor store, and a drunk came out of nowhere and gave me a warning. Then you're going to give God the glory.
Amen.
Because you know it had to be him. Though he allowed it to happen for your heart to be what?
Right.
To see if you love him or not. Lord, help us.
Amen.
Help us. I was preaching in Jonesboro. One of the houses, Jonesboro South, North, before they tore it down. In one of the houses, the lady and her kids would come, and her husband worked out of town, and the men would come there on payday and party and all that. And one day I went to get the kids, and I saw all the homies lined up against the wall. And one of them was a member of the church here, one of the first families, but he kind of backslid a little bit. He called me the priest. We called him Rock. And when I was walking to the house, I heard Rock say, don't go to that door, priest. Please. No Bible study today. And I looked at him and I said, man, you sitting up here with all these dope dudes and stuff. I kept walking. Like, well, you ain't been in church. I kept walking. And when I got to the door, an old gentleman came out and said, hey, Red, what you want? I said, me, I come here to get the kids. Taking them Bible study. Kids and their mama. Well, Red, they ain't coming today. Well, I'm coming to get them. Red, they're not coming today. I said, sir, let me tell you something. I know where I'm at. I know how deadly this place is. And y'all know I come here on foot. I said, but I ain't leaving without that woman. And I'm not leaving without those children. So you just gonna have to stand down or do what you gotta do. I went to knock the door. He said, Red, not today, Red. Because I'm getting bold now. My turn to show God. I ain't afraid. But something hit me. I said, humble yourself. I said, okay, old man. And no sooner than I got off the porch, that screen door didn't have a screen in it. No sooner than I got off the porch, the door, front door flew open. Bam! People were scrambling, and a man was coming through the screen door. And the girl's husband had him up with a knife in his hand, trying his best. Was I humble? I looked over there at my boy, and I just said, the old man looked at me like, I told you, and I just said, and I backed off. The man was, my boy and the man was, they saved my life. Now, if I had went through that door, they'd have came out right on top of me, and the knife might have gotten me. Lord, help me to recognize truth.
Yes.
And don't be quick to judge.
Yes, Lord.
Give me the righteous judgment. See, don't ever think anybody can't tell you something. Because anybody can tell you something.
That's right.
Even if it's a donkey, if God's in it.
Amen.
Give me an ear to hear. Read.
Verse 6, give not that which is holy unto the dogs, neither cast ye your pearls before swine, lest they trample them under their feet and turn again and rend you.
Are you listening? Is he talking about real dogs? Huh? Is he talking about real pigs? But these are some things that dogs and pigs do. But the Bible uses animal traits sometimes to describe human behavior. Mm-hmm. What animal would you be? But notice what Jesus told them. You can give the dogs a lot of things. You can give the pigs a lot of things. Just don't give them that which is what? Holy. What did he say?
Give not that which is holy.
Did y'all hear that? Do you consider yourself the temple of God?
Amen.
You don't give your holy body to an unholy vessel. You consider your walk with God holy? Then don't be quick to give that which is holy to dogs and pigs, to people that don't care. They don't care. They're not even considering your God. What about the commandments? Love the Lord thy God. Love your neighbor as yourself. Honor thy father and mother. Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not covet. How about this one? Give not that which is holy unto dogs and unto peace. These are some hard words. But this is what Christ is saying. He's the God of the holiness. And those that are holy, you need to stand up and start being strong. Quit being threatened by sin.
Yes, Lord.
You see? I have a few children that have went to the left. But they're slowly coming back. Majority of the family is still holding strong, but they're slowly coming back. I want to work with you. You want me to help you? You want me to help my young ones and give them to me and let me work with them. But don't threaten me. Do not threaten me. If you want the babies, I'm just saying, not that I'm in threatening, I'm trying to teach y'all something. If you want the kids, if you want the babies, then you got to give in and compromise to their sin. No, I don't. I ain't got to compromise.
Come on now. Come on.
If you don't want me to help them, then keep
Come
them.
on, say that. Jesus.
You don't want me to give them Jesus, then keep them.
Yes, sir.
You keep them.
Jesus.
If God got a way, he'll make a way.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But I will not compromise with your sin.
Jesus.
I will not.
Jesus.
I won't do it.
Amen, amen, amen.
Y'all need to get some strength about yourself, saints.
Amen, amen, amen.
Those that go astray, you can't help them by patting them in their sin.
Amen.
And yet, you don't have to judge. What's the difference in somebody that leaves the church and sin and somebody that's standing in the church and sinning? Everybody's sinning.
Amen.
So who can throw stones? But if you stand in the church and you're sinning and you stand in because you won't help, that's a big difference. But if you're just sitting in the church and coming and you're a devil, how you going to point the finger at somebody else?
Right.
That's not what church is all about. It's not with just judging and throwing stones, but it is about holiness.
Right.
And because I preach holiness don't mean I'm perfect. Because you preach holiness don't mean you can't sin.
Right.
Holiness is the way of God. But if you are a friend of God, then you need to stand up and be it.
Jesus. Jesus.
Hear what I'm saying.
Jesus. Jesus.
You can't help me pat me up and I'm wrong. You can't help me. I know, Larry, I know you're doing your thing, but man, shoot, you all right. I'm going to hell. How am I all right?
Come on. Come on.
Amen.
Because you don't want to make me mad.
Say that.
When you're the last person I could see. You're giving me the last words I'm going to hear before something tragic may happen.
Jesus.
Tell the truth in love.
Yes, Lord.
But tell it.
Yes, Lord.
Some people you have compassion on, the Bible says. Some people you got to hate the garment spotted with
What it
sin.
say?
Because they need that hard
Jesus'
hand.
name. Yes, Lord. Jesus.
You see what I'm saying? And I know a lot of us have been young parents, but I'm just telling you. Sometimes you got to put that friendship down and be a parent. If you don't, you're going to lose every kid you got. We'll lose every child we got. You see? And then they rise up and be rebellious and they want to dictate to us on what to do.
Mercy.
Speak. Speak.
Because we don't want to lose our grandkids. They already lost if they follow their mamas and daddies.
Come on.
Amen.
Come on.
They're already gone. We're trying to get them back home.
Amen.
You stand strong and don't compromise.
Jesus' name. Jesus.
Stand strong and don't compromise. And then let them deal with God. If they really want the right love and help, then do so. I remember, never forget, me and Mom used to keep a lot of kids all the time. Over the summer, we had a house full of them. Clean them up, get them right, then they go back home for the school year. Son, next year we had to do the same thing. Because their parents didn't keep the teaching in them. Every year we had to go through the same process. Don't teach the children to be hypocrites. The children come home and hear the same message you hear, but when you go home, you tell them to do something different.
Jesus' name.
Mercy.
You're destroying your own child.
Jesus' name.
And let me tell you something. If you don't think that what they're hearing they should live by, then stop bringing them.
Jesus' name.
Amen.
And while you're at it, stay at home yourself. Because it ain't doing you no good. Don't like when I'm saying this, but I'm just telling you straight up. You don't be threatened to be compromised. If somebody want to go to hell, let them go to hell by themselves. And there's a difference sometimes when people backslide. There's a difference in some of the backsliders out the outside way. You got some folk that backslide, ain't got nothing bad to say about nobody. Them people, they got a chance. Leave them alone. Pray with them. They not blaspheming. You got some that badgers everybody, and they the biggest sinners. Big difference. Son, you went out in that world as a young man for 11 years. You called every other year, said, everybody all right? You still called and checked. And he was out there for 11 years as a young man. And then he said, Bob, thank you for keeping the door open. I said, boy, ain't never been closed. But then you have some that went out there want to damn everything. It's a big difference. It's a big difference. You see? How many of us are backslid in the house? Sitting here, hearing the word, and still backsliding. So don't bring no stones in here. We're not condemning no one. Only judging righteously. We don't want to be hypocrites. You see? Sometimes you may tell me, well, my young man did this, or he did this and this and that. What you gonna do, Bishop? And I might not do nothing at the moment. I'll pray about it. Well, how am I gonna cut their head off when I did that and worse at that age? Hello? You got to judge righteously, people. You hear what I'm saying? But you do have to judge. But it's got to be right. But the Holy Ghost is saying, those of you that are really holy, put your foot down. Because if you don't put your foot down on real holiness, and I'm not talking about holiness is not a bunch of strict rules and regulations. It's about living right. That's all it is. The commandments of God are not grievous. It's about living right. Everybody wants to be treated right. It's about treating people right. You being treated right. Not a bunch of do's and don'ts. Because there's certain ways we dress and things we don't wear to do. You got that everywhere you go.
Come on. Amen. Come on.
You got the right to go. Amen. My son, you take up the military. You the property of the United States government then, ain't you? Straight up, straight down. You're no longer your own. I don't know how you did it. I'd have a problem with it. Grown men, lights out, lights up. Are you serious? And they mean it. Amen. Yeah? Hey, and some of us have had the benefit of spending some time at the taxpayers' money. They take everything off. You don't keep your clothes. You don't keep nothing. It all comes off you, drop it down to your atom. And they spray you. Then they give you what they want you to put on. And when you get through spending the taxpayers' money, what you gonna get? You're gonna get whatever you left in that bag. You're gonna get nothing new. Everybody's got rules and regulations. Everybody. Jobs. Hey, you got some jobs that say no jury. Or they're holding this church? No. They got their standards. What is everybody talking about? We're governed by rules and regulations everywhere for the safety and benefit of everyone. You hear what I'm saying? But don't compromise your holiness for no one. You put God first. Don't do it. And don't be threatened with children. Don't do it. Don't do it. And turn around. You give that which is holy to dogs and pigs to turn around and get mad and tell you ain't getting nothing for them. How you get here?
Come on. Mercy, mercy.
How'd they get here? Came out the wall one night and said, Daddy! How'd they get here? Don't compromise for them children. Haven't you heard one of the signs of the last days? One of the signs of the last days that you know we're in the last days? Children will be disobedient to parents. It's a spirit. It's a spirit. Don't let nobody play on your love. Not just with children, but with anything. You love someone. And if you try to lift up Jesus, they threaten to pull back, and you don't want to do that. Let them pull back. You're not going to help anybody playing with them. If I fall, son, I'm not going to be helped if somebody tell me straight. open rebuke is better than a secret love.
Yes, Lord.
Yeah, I got faults, and I'm staying in church. Why you staying there? Because, hey, when you're sick, you need a hospital, don't you?
What it is? Come on now. Say that.
At least I'm in the
Yes,
hospital.
sir. Yes, sir.
And I'm not pointing the finger at everybody else.
Jesus.
Now, you want to die without help, you go ahead.
Come on. Come on.
But I'm hoping that my doctor can heal
Yes,
me.
sir. Yes, sir.
I don't come to church because I got it all together. That's not when the prerequisites, whatever, for coming to church because you got it all together. That ain't one of the, what do you call it? Requirements. That ain't one of the requirements. I'm coming to church because I got it all together. That ain't a requirement. I'm coming to church because I need Jesus. I need repentance. I need cleansing. I need help. I need understanding. I need strength. What is wrong with everybody? You ain't that perfect. Why you in church? Because I ain't that perfect. That's why I'm in church.
Amen.
Because I'm telling you to come to church don't mean I'm better than you. I come to you, tell you to come to church because I know some medicine that can help.
Come on now. Go.
Yes, Lord.
Thank you, Jesus.
Thank you, Jesus.
When you don't look, you still going through, yeah, so why don't you follow me? Because the doctor is
Yes, sir.
treating me every week. He's treating me every week. That's why I'm here. He's treating me and I'm getting better. I'm getting better because he's treating me. They go see the psychologist every week. I go see mine. Right? I got a right to go see mine. Jesus fixed for me. Did you see what I said last night?
Yes, Lord.
Lord help me. You're a holiness preacher talking like that. I'm a holiness preacher talking like that. Because you're holy don't mean you super lightweight champion Christian of the world. That means you believe in the way of God. And you're striving to be holy like God. Huh? You see what I'm saying? It don't mean you know what I'm saying, can knock and sock and robot of holiness and holy. I can barely breathe. All the rules and regulations. Illegalism and that ain't the holiness I know.
Amen.
The holiness I know, David danced to the clothes came off. The holiness I know. The holiness I know, Elijah took the Holy Ghost and he outran the chariot. The holiness I know, Mary took that tambourine and them women plucked it together and they sang. The holiness I know, Hannah sat down there and prayed like she was drunk. I ain't drunk. I'm praying in the holiness of God. I ain't drunk. The holiness I know says, where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty. The holiness of God that I know, Peter don't say, why are you looking at me as though we healed that man by our holiness? We didn't heal that man. The holiness of God healed that man. The holiness of God set him free. I don't know what holiness you know. I don't know what holiness of God you know. But the holiness of God I know is full of joy unspeakable and it is full of glory. Give me a sound mind.
Yes, Lord.
I don't know what they're talking about.
Yes, Lord. Yes, Jesus.
You talking about the laws and regulations. Law say what? Don't kill. Don't steal.
Amen.
Don't commit adultery. Don't destroy the body.
Come on.
Don't hate.
Yes, Lord.
Don't go to hell. If those are the laws you're talking about, hey, so be it.
Come on. Free.
The same as go when the light says green, stop when the light says red,
Amen.
slow down when the light says yellow, put your seatbelt on, give way to the pedestrians, make a left turn only if it's all going one way,
Amen. Amen.
and the list goes on
Yes, it does.
of those holiness laws. I'm so sick of them holiness laws. From now on, I'm just going to drive any kind of way. All right? And when the police go, woo, 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 I'm so sick of that holiness, I ain't stopping. And when they pull you over, you're going to say, did I do something wrong, Your Holiness?
Come on.
Tow truck coming up in your brand new car, you just got it. Is everything all right, Your Holiness? And Your Holiness will say, I'm giving you a ticket. You got the wrong license plate on that, and they towing your car
Yes, Lord.
for breaking my holiness.
Thank you, Lord Jesus. Amen.
That is so foolish. Holiness Church got a bunch of laws and rules. Always trying to tell people what to do. What kind of fool are you? What ain't telling you what to do?
Amen.
Tell me, what ain't telling you what to do? And there's something you go home to a fool telling you what to do. You tell me what ain't telling you what to do. I can't go to church. All they do is tell me what to do. Baby, get that. Okay, here you go. I'm sick of people telling me what to do. Baby, get this. Here you go. Yeah. You know, I cannot be myself. Baby, go get this.
Come on. Make it plain. That's right.
I'm not too sick of folks telling me what to do.
Come on.
Hypocrite. What are you doing? I'm standing up for holiness.
Yes, sir. Yes,
People
sir.
got it all wrong. I know a lot of churches presented as dull, still, homeless looking people. But the Bible says he beautifies the meek with salvation, and we praise him in the beauty of holiness. Holiness is the only way to live. You know, on the Harley Davidson, they say, that's the only way to fly. Hey, holiness is the only way to fly. Brother, that's the only way to fly. Young blood, that's the only way to breathe the holiness of God. Young folks, this is what's happening. Yes, it is. Praise God. And when that last trumpet shall sound and our feet shall leave the ground and we meet the Lord in the air, we're going to give him a Holy Ghost high five. Yeah. Holiness. Brother, holiness. Come on, young blood. Holiness. Give me some. Give me some. Holiness. You think Jordan can slam dunk with Nike? Wait till you see what I'm going to do with the Holy Ghost. Woo! And see all the holy angels as we've been called to meet them. All the holy angels standing up. Holy! Holy!
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Jesus.
Yeah, they might come with the angels and say, we got this. Yes, Lord. What you talking about? Holiness is happiness. Holiness is beautiful. My brothers and sisters. Sisters, what's wrong with a message telling you don't let a man treat you any kind of way? That's holiness. What's wrong with a message telling you your body is your possession? Respect it and make people respect it. Don't let nobody just handle you any kind of. What's wrong with Jesus saying, don't give that which is dogs and that which is holy to dogs and to pigs? What's wrong with that? And so everybody says everybody got a right to be prayed for. No, they don't. There's some folk you don't pray for. We take God for granted. It's just like everybody got a right to the key to your house. Well, the church, everybody can come into the church. Can everybody come to your house? Jesus told Ezekiel, he said, son of man, the elders. Everybody say, the preachers? Say it. Them doggone preachers. Watch them doggone preachers. Watch them preachers. Did I say that?
Yes, sir.
I said it. Watch the preachers. The preachers. The elders. He told Ezekiel, they coming. And their idolatry is before them. They sin is out in the open. And they ain't repented. He told Ezekiel, when they come to you and say, pray to God for us, don't pray for them. If you do, the sins they got, I'm putting it on you. Hello? So now you know. If I know somebody ain't right and you get in that prayer line, oh, I ain't going to hell with you.
Yes, Lord Jesus.
But I pray give them repentance.
Man.
I don't know what you're asking for. But I ain't making no petitions. I'm asking God to give you repentance. Because if I say bless them, I'm saying bless you in all your mess.
Come on.
I'm a man of God. Why would I tell God to bless the mess? I told them that in Africa. You got a right to pray for everybody. I said, don't pray for everybody. Not like that. So don't take God for granted. The assembly is for the body of Christ. And then those that will come in to receive Christ. You understand what I'm saying? What did God tell Judas? Whoa, one of you shall betray me. But it'd be better for that what? Better for that man if it's never what? So then there's a such thing as it can be too late. Am I talking all right?
Yes, sir.
So now, if you call yourself holy, quit giving that which God has blessed with to dogs and pigs. Because what are they going to do? He said, I'm just telling you this for your own reason. Why? They're going to turn around and walk all over you. They're not going to appreciate it. They're not going to appreciate you. Because they don't appreciate him. Finish it. Let's read real quick. Finish it.
Ask, and it shall be given you. Seek, and ye shall find. Knock, and it shall be opened unto you. For everyone that asketh receiveth, and he that seeketh findeth. And to him that knocketh it shall be opened. Or what man is there of you, of whom his son asks bread, will he give him a stone? Or if he ask a fish, will he give him a serpent? If he then, being evil, know how to give good gifts unto your children, how much more shall your Father which is in heaven give good things to them that ask him? Therefore all things whatsoever ye would that men should do to you, do ye even so to them. For this is the law and the prophets.
Isn't that beautiful? Ask and it shall be given. Knock, open, seek, find. Meaning, don't go around saying God didn't hear me. If you ask right, he'll hear you. He'll give you. He got enough for everybody. You don't have to get jealous of anyone's blessing. He's got enough for everybody. And then watch this. People are so quick to judge God. What church ain't, what God ain't. And then Jesus turned around and said, if you being evil can do good things for your kids, what makes you think God can't do good things?
Amen.
But, and notice what it says. Therefore, whatever you would that men do to you, you do to them. You're going to give somebody something, give them something worth it. Give them what you would want to have.
Okay, come on.
Amen. Yes, Lord.
Do for them the way you would want somebody to do for you.
Amen.
That was an old African proverbs. And you might have heard it before, but this is a true African proverb. The king hired a young man to fix up an old house. The young man needed money, so he just fixing it up any kind of way. Windows crooked, not securing it right, probably just building any kind. He's trying to get out there and get paid. But now the king had a daughter, and she looked out the window, sun, and she saw that African man. The princess needed a prince. So she went to daddy and said, Daddy, I would like to learn this man, possibly that I can marry him. The king said he seemed like a good young man. So he went out to the young man who was just putting that house together any kind of way so he can get paid. He said, son, my daughter's interested in you. And if it's all right, and if it can be all right, would you be interested in marrying her? To the king, yes, sir. The king said, good. As a wedding gift, I'm going to give you all the house you fixing on. Be careful how you build. You might have to live in it.
Yes, Lord. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Lord.
It's just like you putting something together for somebody and you know it ain't right. And you say to yourself, well, I wouldn't want this. And when you're ready to give it to them, they say, I tell you what, you can have it.
Amen. Come on. Great.
And they smiling because they think you're going to feel blessed. No, I thought about it. You went through all this time to do all that. And I said, that's not right. And I don't have the right money. The little money I gave you, keep it, and you can have it. You can use it because you say you always wanted one. I tell you, you can't treat me any kind of way and walk with Jesus.
That's right.
I said, the Holy Ghost is upon me. You can't treat me any kind of way and walk with Jesus.
Amen.
But people can treat Jesus any kind of way and walk with some of y'all.
Come on.
Anybody hear that? I said, people can treat Jesus any kind of way and walk with some of y'all. So you can't treat Jesus any kind of way and walk with me. I ain't finna have it. You might not be right, but at least respect him. When you come to tell me you ain't got nothing to do with Christ, I love you. What you gotta say that? Ain't got nothing to do with you. Don't mean I hate you. But I'm not gonna sit down at the table with you and you sitting right with the God of this world that hates my God. You don't want me to bring you Jesus, but you don't walk away from Jesus, but you want me to sit down with you and the devil. Watch this. I don't want y'all to force church on me. Don't force church on me. I don't want y'all to, don't force sin on me.
Amen.
If I can live with you wanting the world, then live with me wanting God.
Amen.
I ain't talking about you. Why you talking about me? I'm church folk. Well, now, come on, now.
Amen.
You don't see me at your house knocking on the door praying, Lord, bind that devil. And you go to the window just like at the store. Hurry up and buy it. You don't see me going over there. Repent. Take your trash out. Repent. Get in your car. The car won't go back because I'm pushing it. Repent. I ain't at your house bothering you. I ain't at your house interrupting your sin or nothing.
Amen.
But you want to talk about me because I refuse to come to your house. Because I choose to stay in the church now. Them church folk. What about them sinner folks? Y'all ain't using your head. Hypocrites everywhere. In the church and out.
Amen.
But I'm like Moses. He chose to suffer affliction with the people of God than enjoy the pleasures of sin that only lasts for what? And the riches thereof. I'll choose to stand with the church folk, good or bad,
Amen.
before I go out in that world.
Come on.
So we guilty. I'm the biggest one. I'm guilty. Of what? Of staying in church. But we're going to find out that you got to stay in right. Is that right?
Amen.
Okay, so we're almost through here. Keep reading, brother.
Verse 13, enter ye in
Listen to this carefully.
at the straight gate. For wide is the gate, and broad is the way
Listen carefully.
that leadeth to destruction. With many there be which go in therein. Because straight is the gate, and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it.
Do y'all see the wisdom in this? Now the straight gate leads us to what? Eternal life. Nobody sees the wisdom in this? Does anybody see the fear and wisdom in this? Well, preacher, the straight gate takes us into the pathway of life. The world isn't over yet. Jesus is on his way back, and he'll be here 200 years or less to establish his kingdom on earth for 1,000 years. Then it'll be completely over. But it's not over yet. Y'all listen to me. It's not over yet. But he said the way of life is a what? Straight and what? Narrow. The way to darkness is what? Wide. And it's not over yet. What's he telling us? He already knows that y'all only few gonna make it. Get on board. He's already letting us know. Only few are gonna make it. Get on board. Strive to get in and be amongst that few. Oh, boy, we all going to heaven. Now, Jesus just said, no, you ain't. Everybody ain't going to heaven. Everybody's not going into the new heaven and new earth. I'm telling you, it's a straight and narrow way, and only few. So instead of backbiting and acting a fool and complaining, your prayer should be, Lord, let me be among the few. And many will go in the way of destruction. That word many, and it does mean, that word many means largely, abundance, mostly, common. Your average person, largely, abundance. The majority of people will be lost.
Amen.
And you get mad at me because I fall, get up. If I fall, I get up. I keep striving. I'm going to keep holding on because the majority of people, the majority of the world, in church and out, is not going to make it. And you know why, son? Not because God is bad, but because he said, because they love darkness more than light. Now, you see why some people play with God and don't take him serious? Son, Delilah got a good hold on Samson. He couldn't break the hold of that hold. But there's a hold that's stronger than Delilah. It's called darkness.
Amen.
They love darkness rather than light. Men do. That's why sometimes you have a hard time doing right. That love for darkness. The flesh loves darkness enough to go to hell for it. So when you meet some people that say, I don't care, some of them really just don't. They don't care. They don't care now. They don't care now. But when the knee shall bow and the tongue shall confess, they're going to care then. So now you know which gate to enter into, right? What gate did he tell you to enter into? So don't get up there and tell me you didn't hear it. I ain't hear that, Lord. Gabriel, go back to Atlanta, Georgia. On the screen. 8014 Rockbridge Road. What is it, 6, 7, what day is it?
10, 6, 17.
The 7, what is it?
10, 6, 19.
6,
10,
10, 6, 2019, and put the real year down there, 5,000, so. Go back. Now, you say that you didn't hear it. Good. Now, what gate did he tell y'all to go into? They put the screen on you. Straight gate. Zoom in on him. What gate did I tell y'all to go into? Did he tell y'all? Straight gate. Lord, yes. You ever heard of R. Kelly? Yes. It wasn't me. Sure look like you. The Illuminati were cloning people. Oh, there go my sign again. Y'all be watching the video. The Illuminati, they're gonna have me up there. You know what I'm saying? See the sign? Oh, I know that stuff is real. We ain't about all that. I just want the Illuminati watchers to know I ain't Illuminati. I don't know Lumi and I don't know Nati. But I'm a holiness preacher. I ain't afraid of none of them. If they got sense enough to see the virtue and the power of the Holy Ghost, you know, you keep walking. But anyway, so keep reading here. Now you know. Read. Let's finish it.
Verse 15, beware of false prophets, which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravening wolves. You shall know them by their fruits. Do men gather grapes of thorns or figs of thistles? Even so, every good tree bringeth forth good fruit, but a corrupt tree bringeth forth evil fruit.
Okay, do we have to preach on this? You talk about how good you are, you the most evil thing anybody ever met. You tell a tree by the what? And well, wait a minute. You ever been in a relationship with somebody or been a friend with somebody and boy, took everything you had in you. And when they open their mouth, boy, they just like get ripped you to pieces. Yeah, tear you down. Anybody know what I'm saying? It ain't, oh, what happened? You just dealt with a wolf. Y'all ain't hearing me. Hello? The outside was the clothes of a what? But the inside was what? And you ain't Little Red Robin Hood. He's describing some people have the wolf spirit. They smile in your face. That backstab, that ain't what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the wolf spirit. I don't know how they got in there. I'm from the 60s and 70s. I got that mixed up. The wolf spirit. They smile in your face, but in the inside, they waiting to rip you to pieces. They don't care nothing about you. Jesus is warning us about you. Here we go again. Talking about them preachers. Doggone preachers. Sally ran somebody. Did that preacher have a tail? Sally ran somebody. Let me lay hands on you. The Lord is telling me. Should I have a big bank account? The Lord is telling me that you got to plant a seed of $200,000 a year. In the name of Jesus. Turn around and his tail's white. Don't wear no sheep to me. Beware of false preachers who come to you in what? But inside they're what? So you get in the prayer line because you want to hug. Ah, sister, God said he got a man for you. Ah, sister. I see it. $1,000 seed faith, and by this time next year, that man gonna be that. He come back next year at the same time. Sister, God said he got a man for you. Brother, you said that the last time. Ain't got no more money. False prophets, deceiving, once again, many. The average church person is sitting under a false prophet. Bottom line. And many of these prophets are in what? Sheep clothing, but they're what? May God help the wolf preacher. See, don't nobody get away with it, son. Nobody escapes. Them preachers get away. No, they got the heavier judgment. Preachers get the heavier judgment. Don't nobody get away with nothing. But I said prophets because I could have put sisters, I could have put brothers, but solo scriptorial, which means what? The scriptures put false what? It said call the preachers out. So I'm calling the preachers out. And you tell a tree by the what? Don't let nobody tell you different and you see different. Now keep on, brother, read this. Let's go through.
A good tree cannot bring forth evil fruit.
Come on.
Neither can a corrupt tree bring forth good fruit. Every tree that bringeth not forth good fruit is hewn down and cast into the fire. Wherefore by their fruits ye shall know them.
So ain't no sense in arguing with somebody. What they said they were not, let their life show what they are. If you're good, you're going to bring forth what type of fruit? That means your life's going to show righteousness. If you're not good, you're going to bring what type of fruit? Rotten fruit. Bottom line. Simple as that. You love them or you don't. Now here's the catch. Let's close out. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 21. Not every one that saith unto me, Lord, Lord, shall enter unto the kingdom of heaven, but he that doeth the will of my Father which is in heaven. Many will say to me,
he was never with you. These are church people. at any time did I ever know you. Now that's deep. They spent their whole life in church. And he never, ever, at any given time, knew them. But he said, why? Ye that what? Because that word working means your occupation was sin. Because you, in your entire church life, stayed in sin. So now you see, just coming to church don't save you. Nobody gets away with it. You got to do the will of God. You got to be right in your heart. And if a righteous man falls 7 times, God will pick us up. But you got to stay the path. Never knew you. Depart from me, ye that worketh iniquity. And just finish it out, preacher.
Therefore, whosoever heareth these sayings of mine, and doeth them, I will liken him unto a wise man, which built his house upon a rock. And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew, and beat upon that house, and it fell not, for it was founded upon a rock. And every one that heareth these sayings of mine, and doeth them, shall be likened to, shall be likened unto a foolish man, which built his house upon the sand. And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the wind blew and beat upon that house, and it fell, and great was the fall of it. And it came to pass, when Jesus had ended these sayings, the people were astonished at his doctrine. For he taught them as one having authority, and not as the scribes.
You know what I always tell you? If you're going through fights and battles, I say at least try to do what? Come to church. You don't have to spread it, but at least come every chance you get to hear the word that you may be strengthened. God is merciful. His hand is not too short. A lot of things can cause us to stumble, but that doesn't always mean we are wicked people. You don't judge nothing before the time. If that be the case, then David would not be called the sweet psalmist of Israel. They would have just called him a killer and an adulterous man, and that would have been over. But David stayed in church. Come respectful. You're going through. You ain't playing Super Bowl. Get that word, feed it. You may go right back out to what you're doing, but in your heart you're saying, God, I need help. But if one day you'll come in and it'll hit you, and then you can stand and say, all right. What would church be like if we kill our own wounded? That's not the tabernacle. That's not, you're hearing it from the bishop. That's not us. That's not us. That's not us. But we will stand for what's right. Just be correct. Come correct and give God the glory. And let God work on it. And don't try to spread your own. Until one day it'll hit you. And the strength will come. Because you might not have been right, but you didn't give up. We all been through, people. Anybody been saved long enough, you're going to go through. Some of us stay in the church and go through and we make it. Some may, God have to send them to the hard places to go through and they still make it. They make it back and they're strong. He have mercy on them and will their hearts will. Everybody's different. It don't take for everybody to go out there. Some they do, some they don't. Some can deal out there and don't miss a church service. But when it's all said and done, everybody needs a healing. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm for holiness. And I ain't for no compromise. But I'm not judging. Who am I? Are you serious? Who am I? But a soul that needs God. But I'm faithful to my friend Jesus. And I only uphold his rules. And I stand on them with my life. And I stand against anyone that stands against him. But if you want to give him the glory, I ain't got a problem with it. If you still holding on, I ain't got a problem with it. I encourage you to. You don't have to spread it. Just between you and God, go through until you overcome. And I pray that I may say something that can help you. So that you can see the love of God. What measure you meet shall be met again. So then the way you treat Jesus is the way he'll treat you, huh? Jesus said, if you deny me, I'll deny you. Straight up, straight down. Get some strength about yourself, saints of God. Stand up against the rebellion. Stand up for holiness. Stand up for what's right. Don't be afraid to say it. Do what's right. Don't be forced to compromise if you want to hurt somebody. If telling the truth hurts you, then be hurt. If holding on to Jesus hurts you, then be hurt. Because if everybody follow you, where would the church be? Don't get me wrong, I believe in discipline. I believe in giving people's flesh over to the devil. I believe in the judgment of God. I believe in that the amount of 2 or 3 witnesses reject you. I believe in all of that. But I also believe in the love that covers a multitude of faults. I believe if you see a brother in error, you correct him. You have corrected a sinner from his ways. I believe if you see somebody go taking a fault, let those that are spiritual go to them with a spirit of meekness, considering themselves. You gotta eat the whole roll, but you can't take one part and throw the rest out. You want to have mercy on those that, we need to have mercy on them that don't care about God. How about having mercy on them that's trying their best to hold on?
That's right.
Have mercy on everybody. Right? Have mercy on them that's struggling. Have mercy on us that we're trying to hold on. We striving. Give me some mercy. I'm trying, Lord. At least I'm trying. A lot of young people that are trying, no, we appreciate it. Give the Lord a hand clap off for the young folks that are trying. Yeah, everyone that's here, you young folks. God bless you. God bless you. All of you. Because you wouldn't be here if you wasn't trying. We're crying for the wrong folks. Man, you'll hold it together, and I thank God for the young folks that's striving to hold on. They can get up and walk out at any minute, and we all be looking good. Fire gonna get you. Fire gonna get you. They can say, yeah, fire gonna get you too, and keep walking. But they don't. They submit. They got their problems, mind battles, but they submit. But I still ain't compromising. I'm still not gonna compromise. I tell my young adult class, we down, but I stand for what's right. Don't care how funny I get, I'm gonna still stand for what's right. Yes, I ain't that down enough to lie to you, or to go along with your garbage. But I ain't gonna judge you like that neither. We all got garbage sometimes, huh? But I'm gonna stand up for what's right. Understand that? So never take Bishop laughter for he don't care. I care. I care with my life. I care about Jesus, and I care about you young folks. You young men, a lot of you are strong. Thank God for you. A lot of churches losing young people. But we keep the majority of ours. God does. And so, hang in there. This is a holiness preacher saying, hang in there. Just don't give completely up and let go. You sin willfully, then there's no more hope. You see, preacher, young folks, church, if you can hold on to Jesus and keep a foot in the world, right? When you're going through, when the devil got you going, right? Well, come on, give God the same respect anyway, right? But while you hold on to the world, keep one foot in the church. Huh? Don't completely take your feet out. Because a little leaven do what? And it could be that Jesus will prevail once again. And then you put both feet back in. That's all I'm saying. That's all, I'm a holiness preacher. That's all I'm saying. That's it. That's it. Give Caesar that which is due Caesar, right? And give God what? That which is due God. Caesar represents the what? Give the world what they deserve, we give God what he deserves. Isn't God good? Young people, don't you think he's good? How many of you young people would lose your mind right now if it had not been for the peace, a parent, a friend, a saint, the memory of your feelings for God? Because y'all living in the world, man. And we came up in the world, but you young folks, y'all living in the world, man. Come right off the television. When them creatures on Star Wars are real. You know what I'm saying? Y'all living in a world where you could be in a room with a whole bunch of men, right? And every last one of these men were women at one time. And y'all would never know. Y'all living in a world, man. God have mercy on y'all. Y'all get all the Holy Ghost out and get it. Anything you want is on that internet. Anything. Stuff that we would never been exposed to. And y'all can get a hold of it. Somebody said, we trying to say this.
We're trying to say this.
And y'all still here? God bless you. God bless you. And you still striving to do right? I have to say God bless you. Because y'all, they living in a world and it's going to get worse. But you got to give it to them. Y'all keep them kids too close in. Because the YSW, you see how close in they are. Close in nothing. Yeah, we keep closed in, right? Go to bed! They in Africa. They in Asia. They in this house. They in that place. They seeing this. Oh, they seeing that. They close in all right, but they ain't shut off from the world. Now with this technology. You know what I'm saying? Your 4-year-old is no more than you. Listen, it take a high school, it take a college education to operate some of this stuff. A 4-year-old coming in, I show you. And can do it. 2-year-old can turn the computer on and go to their baby spell time and other stuff. Lock your phone, they get in it. I got an Apple, I don't know whether to buy it or what. I have to have others working for me, I do. I got an Apple, but I got to call my people and say, fix this one, work it for me. I see the little apple on the back, I don't know what I say, either way, because I sure can't work it. You know what I'm saying? what I heard about the Tweeter man, right? Somebody said, we followed them. And boy, when we got to them, they was doing all kind of crazy stuff to each other. And I said, why didn't you stop them? How? I said, but you followed them. Where did they take you? How did you get there? I'm thinking they followed them. But is that Instagram? Which one is it? When you follow somebody. But you follow them. This thing you follow. And I'm thinking he followed them. And then they got into the room and saw them hurt themselves. Why didn't you stop them? They said, what you mean? You followed them and didn't say nothing? No, Bishop, we wasn't there. We followed them to this thing. But they talking about the Instagram or Twitter. Whatever they was on, they would follow them to the, however it worked. I actually thought they were following them. In my mind, going with them. There it is. Now that bitch got a doctor's degree. He's so ignorant, so was Peter and John. Bible said they was ignorant, but they raised the dead. I have too in Jesus' name. Have you? I'll be ignorant like this, right? I might not be able to figure that computer out, but I can sure call you back to life. In the name of Jesus. That might not be much. When your baby stop breathing, I can blow breath on them in the name of Jesus and they start breathing again. That might not be much. When they got you on that life machine and they call the bishop in the name of Jesus, I pray, and your breath come back. I'd rather be ignorant like that. Might not be much. When your broke leg is healed overnight, or the hole in your heart closes up miraculously. Why? Because that ignorant preacher and holiness prays for you, who don't know how to follow whatever. Maybe I ought to give me one, let them follow me. And when they get to wherever they're going, have you set it up? I'll be saying, be healed! Jesus' name, repent! They're going to block me, right? Close that page down. Facebook says you can no longer be on. You're scaring a lot of people. Please respond. Be healed! Repent! I love you all. Jesus loves you. And holiness is the only way. Holiness is the only way. Be ye holy because what? Because God is not because the preacher said it. Because that's the way of the Lord. Amen. And I'm for holiness. Looking right, walking right, talking right, ain't getting off of it. But you gotta look right, you gotta look right, walk right, talk right on your job. Everywhere you go. The schools got dress codes. Jobs got it, right? You're not gonna work for McDonald's and go to Wendy's with a McDonald's shirt. You ain't gonna play for the Falcons and then come with a Viking jersey on, so you ready to play. And if you keep doing it, what they gonna do to you? They gonna fire you. And watch this. You got fired from the Falcons, and they're gonna say, you got fired over a what? Over a what? You got fired over a jersey? Yeah, man, they fired me over a jersey, man. I kept wearing the Viking jersey. You got fired over a jersey. You got mad at the preacher? Yeah, by one man, because they said according to the Bible, I wasn't dressed right. What's the difference? What's the difference? If you think God ain't worried about how you look, then go to the altar with some hot pants on, talking about, I'm sanctified, I'm sanctified. and think he's going to receive you, and you know better. Now, if you don't know better, he'll anoint you day and night. But after that anointing, it's going to come down. It's going to come to right. Y'all think God don't care the way you look? Play with him if you want to. Hello? You think man is powerful than God? You got to go to court. Go in the court with your birthday suit on, and see if they ain't gonna arrest you. Go in there with your birthday suit on. Sir, ma'am, I'm coming to court. And tell them, why you coming in like that? And tell the court, it's natural. It's natural. God made it this way. It's natural. It's natural. If man can straighten you out, God can. All right. Be careful how you treat each other. The thing is what? You can't do me any kind of way and say you love God. I can't do you any kind of way and say I love God. That's holiness. Anything wrong with that? But you will stand for what's right. Precious God, we thank you. We will not compromise our full of virtue. We will stand for what's right. And let our light so shine that men may see our good works and give you all the glory. For we love you, but we will not compromise. It's in the holiness I am. We won't change the message. Holiness is to the Lord. Give us strength. We thank you for the virtue. Give us encouragement to want to keep on. Because we have to die one day. That no man can stop. You said it's appointed unto man to die once in the judgment. Is it the heaven or hell? The new heaven and new earth or the lake of fire? Lord, if there was no heaven or hell, then there would be no death, because they all come together. But if people are dying, if we have loved ones that are dead and we don't see them anymore, my God. If we were in control, we could stop our death, but we can't. And the only thing that tells us what comes after this is your word. Don't let us die today and lift our eyes in hell. Help us to take life serious. Give us the strength and grace to stand. We got enough problems as it is when to be openly rebellious. For all have sinned and fall short, but at least let us strive for repentance and not be openly, purposely rebellious. In Jesus' name. Give a little hand clap on it. God bless you. Lift up your hands and open up your heart to who?
To Jesus Christ the Lord.
Why?
Why don't you come?
Let's praise him. I feel the virtue.
Come to Jesus.
Let's be grateful that he still has mercy on us. Lord, we thank you. Why don't you come to Jesus
Right now.
ask him to shall be given. Oh my God. Seeking you
Knows
somebody.
that you're
Not in the
tired.
notion of your Lord, I haven't done everything right, but I'm here. I'm still here. I'm still here. Help me. I'm still here. Help me, Lord.
Lift up your head.
You come to church.
Open up your
You don't have to spread the wrong, but come to church and let God strengthen you.
Jesus Christ.
Just don't let go. Let the healing virtue help you. Lord, Lord, Lord.
Come to Jesus.
Oh, you only got one life. Please, please. What about the hypocrites? What about the hypocrites?
Come to Jesus.
Yes, you got people that come in the wrong way. Yes, you do. But listen now. But they are. You don't have to follow them. Nobody escapes. The hypocrite. They're making a mistake, but guess what?
But it's still true.
What's true, son?
Jesus Christ is the way.
He still is. He Just listen to what I have to say. My young brothers, I'm not trying to be perfect. I still need Jesus to cleanse all my sins, make sure they're going away. But people, listen. You need to listen. Because the Holy Ghost keeps trying to tell me to tell you, take your salvation serious. For Jesus is alive. Now, here's the story. Listen. 2 men on the cross. Thieves, murderers. And there was a third man on the cross. Jesus, Savior. You know, they often ask you in the death penalty and in the courtroom, you got any final words you want to say? The one cursed and fussed and complained. If you be this and that, do something. And those were his last words. But not knowing nothing, not expecting anything, the other one said, he rebuked his friend, said, leave this man alone. He's done nothing. We deserve this, but he doesn't. And his very last word, I've been on the deathbed of many people, and I've heard their last words. And his last words were this: Lord, when you get into your kingdom, remember me. And his friend on the cross turned his head and said, this day, with your last words, your last breath, has saved your whole life. Your last words, praising me while you got a chance. Your last breath, giving me glory while you got a chance. Your hands are tied and your feet are too. Has changed your life for eternity. This day you can be with me in paradise. And little did the man know that he would be the last soul to be saved before the resurrection. Then Jesus said, it is finished. Now you see, can y'all feel that? Now take it serious. Take it serious, son, what I say. Raise your hand while you can. Give him praise while you can. Give him the glory while you can. If you don't raise, you gotta get out. Raise your hand while you can. Give him the praise while you can. Give him glory while you can. Lord, Why you can't? Lord, lift up your hands and praise Him while you can. Why you can't? The power of the Holy Ghost. Why you can't? The power of the Holy Ghost. Why you can't? He deserves our praise, yes He does. Why you can't? You don't know if you'll see tomorrow. Why you can't? You don't know if the eye will open in the morning time. Why you can't? You don't know if you'll make it home tonight. Why you can't? You don't even know if you'll make it to your car. Why you can't? That's why I'm saying you better praise Him. Why you can't? Humble yourself and give Him glory, Lord. Why you can't? Oh, thank the Lord, thank the Lord, thank the Lord. Why you can't? I want to say thank the Lord, thank the Lord, thank the Lord, thank the Lord. Why you can't? I want to say thank the Lord, thank the Lord, thank the Lord. Why you can't? Gloria to Gloria. Why you can't? I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you. I just want to say thank you. I just want to say thank you. I just want to say there's some good. There's some good. His last breath made all the difference in the world. This praise right here can save your very soul. Maybe there's an accident waiting. There's a tragedy waiting. There's an affliction waiting. But before all that happened, you gave God a praise. But before anything came, your last moment here when you gave God a praise. Not knowing that that praise can make all the difference. Oh, you better know that it's true. You better know that it's true. And it's not based on how good we are. It's based on His mercy and His grace. He has mercy on whom He will. It ain't based on how good we are. It's based on who He is. Lord, I feel a virtue. I feel a virtue. Lord, put a hedge of protection around us, Lord. The praise before a snare and a trap the enemy has set before me. Let it make a difference. Let it make a difference. Remember me. Remember me. Remember me. You'll never know. You'll never know. You'll never know. Son, you'll never know. 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 I'm gonna praise Him. I'm gonna praise Him why I can, but you'll never know. You'll never know. You'll never know. You don't even know. You'll never know. I might be doing something that's wrong, but I'm holding on, right? I'm gonna praise Him for His mercy. Wrong place at the wrong time, but I come out because of the grace of God. My mind goes back. Before I left church, I gave Him praise. I gave Him praise. I gave Him praise. I working God in this house. You never know. You never know. Praise Him while you can. It's not about your goodness. It's about the power and holiness. Your baby could be walking across the street, wants to leave out here. A car could almost hit him and stop because of this praise right here. Because your young son or daughter was praising God. You never know. Son, you never know. You'll never know. The people on the cross did not know. He didn't know that his last words were going to take him into everlasting life. He didn't know that his last words were going to cause all of his sins to be removed. He didn't know. But he gave respect to the Spirit of God. That's all I'm saying. Give respect to God. That's all I'm saying. Because you'll never know. I feel something. I feel something. I feel the power. I feel an anointing. I feel God battling, trying to help you break through. You never know. The holiness of God. You never know. You never know. You don't know what tomorrow may hold. Someone just stood up. You stood up in a prophecy. Yes, you did. You stood up in a prophecy. May God's hand be upon you. May the Spirit of God anoint you. And may He guide you in the things you have put before Him. You stood up in a prophecy. May God be upon you. May God keep you. May He see you through. May He give you the wisdom. You never know. You never know. You never know. Let it be so. Let God fight your battle. Say it. Say it. Say it. You never know. You never know. Mother, the hand of God got you. The hand of God got you. You never know. You stood up in faith. The power of God is upon you. He got you. He's going to see you through. He got you. But come on. We all need His mercy and His grace. I know I do. We all need His love and His protection. I know I do. We all need His forgiveness and His mercy. I know I do. Forgive me. We all need Him. I know I do. Forgive me. Give you strength. May the Spirit of the Lord give you wisdom. May the Spirit of the Lord give you peace of mind. May the Spirit of the Lord hold your prophetically. May God keep you in strength. May He keep you in strength. May He hold you like a strong tower.
Hold me up.
It'll take you the last journey of the way. Lord, if you help me to make it just a little while longer. I'm just trying to keep on holding on. God, just help me hold on. He's going to help you hold on. He's going to help you hold on.
Help me. Help me, Lord.
I feel the anointing of God. I feel the anointing of God. Take it serious. You don't never know. Sir, you don't really know. I can feel all right now. I can go to my car and drop dead. You don't know. You really don't know. So I'm going to spend my words wisely while I'm here. But you don't know. It ain't based on how good I am. I wouldn't make it. But because of Him, and I acknowledge Him. Lord, you know what's coming. I'm going to praise you while I can. You do God right, He do you right. We're meant to meet to be met at school again. I think I'll pray. I think I'll pray. Yeah, I'll pray. You never know. You never know. Thank you, Lord. Look over it.
I'm just going to praise.
Look over it.
I'm going to praise Him. I'm going to praise Him.
Let's get it on the way forward, if you will. Thank you, Lord. The people you never know. And I pray to God that I see you next week. I'm not prophesying life or death, but I feel prophetic. I pray to God that this praise will cover you and be with you in the time of need. That this praise will make a difference in a situation. I pray to God. I pray to God. I pray to God. I pray to God. I feel something. Lord, let the virtue flow. I pray to God. Pray to God. just going to sing a song. We don't know the song, but we're going to exercise the gift of the Spirit. And together, we're just going to sing a song out of nowhere. So we're going to sing. Come, let us praise the Lord. Come, let us. Praise the Lord. Come, let us. Praise the Lord. If you have a verse, that's going up. Come, let us. Come, let us. Praise the Lord. Come, let us. Come, let us. Praise the Lord. Thank you, verse. Come, let us. Come, let us. Praise the Lord. Verse.
This is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad. I don't want it to leave and not give praise. So I come to lift His name.
Oh, come let us praise the Lord. Come let us praise the Lord. Anybody else has a verse from the Holy Ghost? Thank you. Come let us praise the Lord. Come let us praise the Lord. Anybody else has a verse? Come let us praise the Lord. Come let us praise the Lord.
Come let us go.
Come let us praise the Lord.
Oh, come let us
Praise the Lord.
come let us lift our voice.
Come let us praise the Lord.
Come let us praise the Lord.
Come let us praise the Lord.
Come let us lift our voice.
Come let us praise the Lord.
Come let us praise the Lord.
Come let us praise the Lord.
Touch my heart, Lord. Touch my soul, Lord. Anoint my footsteps, Lord. Lead me down the road. All the rocky and difficult way. Lead me down, Lord, to the straight and narrow gate. Order my footsteps, Lord. Order my footsteps. Lead me, Lord. Lead me straight to you, Lord. Come let us.
Come let us praise the Lord. Come let us praise the Lord. Now we don't know the song, we just let the Holy Ghost help us. Come let us praise the Lord. Anybody else have a verse? Come on. Come let us praise the Lord. Let the church say now. Come let us praise the Lord. Anybody else? Come let us praise the Lord. Now for the virtue. Let the church say. Come let us praise the Lord. Come let us praise the Lord.
Father, you praise Him while we have a chance, while we have a chance. Lord, we worship You right now. Whoa, Lord, come let us praise the Lord. Come let us praise the Lord. Oh, yeah. Come on. Come let us praise the Lord.
Is that another verse?
Come let us praise the Lord.
Come on now.
Come let us praise the Lord. The Holy Ghost said, come let us praise the Lord. Whoa. Come let us praise the Lord.
Come on. Come on.
Come let us praise the Lord. Lay your burdens at His feet. Come on and let the Lord heal thee. Lay your burdens at His feet, yeah, and let the Lord heal thee.
Come let us praise the Lord. 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 Is there one more? Come let us praise the Lord. Come let us praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. Come on. Come let us praise the Lord. Lord, we come before You, asking You to help us. Lord, I know I'm not right, but please lead and guide me. I humble myself before You, because I need You. Lord, it's me standing in the need. Oh, yes, Lord.
So Lord, please help me.
Yeah. Oh, hey. Come let us praise the Lord.
want you to touch my mind. I need you and want you every day. I need you and want you at all times. I need you and want you to touch my heart. I need you and want you to touch my mind. I need you and want you every day. I need you and want you at all times. Come on, man.
Come on.
Come, let us praise the Lord.
Come on.
Come, let us praise the Lord.
Come on.
Come, let us praise the Lord.
Lord, use me today.
Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord.
Lord, I need you to help me today.
Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord.
For tomorrow's not promised. Oh, Lord. Lord, and I know the battle's not mine, but it's yours.
Yeah.
Lord, I know I'm in need of a helping hand. So I need you to reach down and touch me.
Yes, Lord.
Lord, I want to help us today. But I need you now.
Come on.
Come, let us praise the Lord.
Hallelujah. Yeah.
Come, let us praise the Lord.
Hey, Lord. Come on.
Come, let us
This is a shout out to all the OGs that may see this video. He's the God of the OG.
praise the
You might have served your time and did some hard things. You sit back and you watching this, and you might be saying, Lord, it's too late for me. Take it from a sanctified, saved OG. He's the God of the OG. So you join in with him. Now come on.
Come, let us praise the Lord.
Come on.
Come, let us praise the Lord.
Nothing too hard for God to do.
Come, let us praise the Lord.
Come on. I said,
Come, let us praise the Lord.
go to all my homies I grew up with. You see this video? I want you to know
Come, let us
you can serve the Lord. He changed me. He can change you too.
come, let us praise the Lord.
Come on. Yeah, Lord.
Come, let us praise the Lord.
Come on.
Come, let us praise the Lord.
Yeah. Come on. Let us.
Come, let us praise the Lord.
Yeah. Come on.
Come, let us praise the Lord.
Come on. Yeah. Come on now.
Come, let us praise the Lord.
I feel the virtue. Everybody.
Come, let us praise the Lord.
Whoa. I feel the wind of God. I feel the anointing. I feel the praise.
Praise the Lord.
Whoa. Hey. Come on now.
Come, let us praise the Lord.
Come on, everybody. Let's close it out with it. Come on. Come on.
Come, let us
We thank the Holy Ghost for that song. We are the body of Christ.
come, let us praise the Lord.
We are the body of Christ. We will sing in the Spirit. We will sing in the understanding. Making spiritual songs and hymns and melodies unto yourself, unto the Lord. Whoa. Yeah. Come on.
Come, let us praise the Lord. Come, let us praise the Lord.
Oh, I feel the praise. Oh, hallelujah. Yeah.
Praise the Lord.
Lord, he's so sweet. He's so sweet. Yes, he is.
Come, let us praise the Lord.
Praise the Lord. Come on, come on. Come let us praise the Lord. It's alright, it's alright. Come let us praise the Lord. Praise you. Come let us praise the Lord. Come on, let us praise you. Come let us praise the Lord. Yeah, praise. Come let us praise the Lord. Yeah, come on. Come let us praise the Lord. Come let us praise the Lord. Hallelujah. God bless you. Thank God for the Holy Ghost. Thank God for the Holy Ghost. Thank God for the Holy Ghost.